right. Thanks for hanging out. Who are you and why are you here today?
Thanks for coming. Joe Shaker, president of Shaker Recruitment Marketing.
And why are you here?
I'm told to be here.
Okay.
That's what I was
Just
told.
like
I'm
a
running
good-
the calendar.
I'm
still trying to figure out
when Gina says something, Joe shows up.
when I show up.
I'm
I'm trying to figure out how you guys got here.
So let's get to
No clue.
No
when I
clue.
say you here, let's expand it. I've known you for a long time. You've known us for a long time. At events, you guys have been, let's say, not aggressive. You've been classy. Haven't gone overboard. You've pulled back, I guess, in what you could have done.
Yeah.
This is the first event in a long time that you guys have really, I don't want to say go all out, but you have taken it to another level. I assume that was by design, but why was that?
I've heard the word chic.
Chic.
That's because
Yes.
we're here. But yeah, chic.
So I have to give my hats off to the team, my team that put this on. And joking aside, I appreciate all that you guys are doing, past as well as present, and helping us today. To answer your question, Joel, we're trying to show the industry how we can be a true partner and advisor to our clients. Why this event? I also have to congratulate Jamie for, I believe, putting on an event that creates not just a conference, but a community of bringing in some of the world's best talent leaders. I was able to spend yesterday at RL 100 and Chad was there as well. But also bringing in some amazing partners. So outside of the organizations that are here, walking around even, I've learned some great pieces of information from many of the vendors in an environment that allows really a community and a culture to be built. And that's something that Shaker's always had for 70 years. So it just seemed like a logical fit for us if we were gonna do exactly as you said, come bigger, come bolder, This was the event to do it.
So, one piece of advice in today's landscape, what would that piece of advice be to any listener or viewer in our space?
Find good partners. And whether it be me, whether it be some of my competition, or whether it be some of the various different companies that are out there, I think our industry has gotten very complicated. There's a lot of different pieces that move on a constant basis.
Now, is that complexity really necessary?
Yeah, because it's not just where do I run my ads,
Yeah.
right? We talked about yesterday. How do I authentically build a message?
Yeah.
What should that message be is also going to differ depending upon the platform or the tools that you're utilizing to deploy that message, to then even looking at conversion. So doing this by yourself, right, is a very difficult task. I am biased as I'm one of those advisors, but I'm truly saying my piece of advice is find that true partner that can help you navigate through that creative landscape, through the media landscape, and through the conversion.
You talk about the right partner, but you obviously have a lot of the right employees. And one of the things that's always impressed me over the years is your ability to retain talent, to get some of the best talent. What's the secret sauce?
My father gave me a great line. Hire people smarter than yourself and get out of their way. My joy of my job, one of the things that I am really most appreciative of, is that I get to work with some of the best in the space, past as well as present. I get to partner with some of the best and biggest organizations out there. And truly, I partner with some of the best organizations. And so when I look at my job, I get to work with some of my best employees, I get to talk to some of the best clients, and I get to talk to some of the best partners. And that's why, too, one of the things you're seeing today is when we look at, even just like our logo, like the three heads and changing our navigation of like, without my employees, without my clients, and without my partners, there is no Shaker Recruitment Marketing.
So looking back at 2024, we still got a little time to go, but still looking back at 2024, there's been a lot that's happened.
Yeah.
What surprised you the most?
Surprised me the most is that in the state of economy, as well as politically, there's a lot of uncertainty. And organizations are still hiring. They may not be hiring at the levels that any of us would wish for, and companies still are trying to open up more recs, but we are still in an uncertainty, and in an election year, they're still hiring, and I believe they're still hiring not just because current need, but everyone knows what we got a little taste of in 2020, 2021, 2022 is the war for talent is here, and it's only going to get harder, and they know how hard it's going to be this year, next year, and the years to come.
let's talk about next year.
Bears are going to win the Super Bowl.
You give us some
Bears are winning
generalities.
were you going to go there? 1-0, baby. 1-0.
God. Pretty sure I won our last bet on the over/under
you
of
did.
Bears victories, so I won't.
We're looking forward now, Joel.
Yeah,
We're looking forward.
I won't bring the Bears into this. 2025, more of the same, more hiring, greater elevate. I mean, the geopolitical challenges that we have now are not going to go away.
They're not.
But you see a much sunnier road ahead.
I am optimistic, and I also think you have to prepare. So the organizations, as you look for the years ahead, continuing to invest in your employment brand to find ways to differentiate yourself to increase retention. Continue to market to either current clients, or we spent a lot of time again yesterday on future employees that are going to work for the firm. And then literally look at the data and don't lock yourself, don't be married to anyone, and move to where the data dictates the money should move to.
So Shaker was a firm of column inches for a very long time, newspaper.
Not many people know what that is.
Column inches, right? Yeah. If you don't know, look it up. What is tomorrow look like? The velocity of technology is dizzying in some cases.
Yep.
So for you in an organization like yours to stay up with it, number one, not easy, let alone all the heads of TA trying to do it themselves. Yep. What does it look like moving into 2025?
So here, one thing what I've been said before, so much has changed, yet so much has stayed the same.
Yeah.
So from the days of running, to your point, column inch ads, we still ran them in multiple newspapers, right, across the U.S. And then you read trades journals, and you ran, obviously, even into radio and cable. It was a diversified media strategy.
Yeah.
Then it got real simple, right? You use 1, 2, maybe 3 sources.
Yeah.
We're back now to running a diversified strategy and pulling levers. The difference now, though, is you can be flexible. So you don't just set it and forget it. And so as long as you build out a diversified plan, put it out to as many places as you possibly can, and then let the data dictate where it should go. And also create that good experience, and that's where I believe you can use technology coupled with people, right, in terms of making out what's going to be best to deliver and convert those applicants.
You sit in front of a metaphoric dashboard every day about those data points. What's performing well? What's trending? What's declining? Give us a broad picture of what is working, what you see on the horizon, and what do you see fading?
Well, answer that in 3 different scenarios. You're going to answer it from a creative perspective. You should see a retention, right? So if we did the brand and we did it right, or your partner did it right, you should see an uptick in retention. And that's not something you're going to see in 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months, right? It's going to take some time, but that data should dictate, did my message that I developed, did my employment brand that I went to market with increase retention? Short term, to where I think you are going, CPCs, CPAs, throw them out the window. We want quality applicants. My opinion of quality applicant is interview scheduled. And our job should be filling out as many of those interviews as you possibly can. And then time to fill it, right? But at the end of the day, it still is, go back to when we were running column inch ads, cost per hire. But to judge your cost per hire and to drive it down, it's looking at the messaging, it's looking at the media, and it's making sure we convert.
From what you can remember, what was the most expensive full-page newspaper ad?
New York Times.
New York Times, what was it?
$40,000.
$40,000 for a Sunday.
And that's one category.
One category.
But I mean, remember, and you couldn't run an ad for multiple categories. So if you were hiring engineers as well as running, sales managers, it's 2 ads, $40,000. And then if you wanted to run a paper, right?
Yeah.
Outside of the classified section, then you're paying on a CPM basis.
Woo-wee.
All right, I'm going to bring us back to the present day because
damn.
you seem to be stuck in the olden times.
Got to make people remember.
So you talked about.
I agree.
I want to know more about what you see. Where's the disruption going to be? What do you see sort of on the upswing in terms of, we need to watch that, whether it's TikTok or some social media, or we hear a lot about AI. What are we going to be looking
Everyone's
for in 2025
AI, right?
to be like, I saw that coming?
Conversion. I think personally, applicant tracking systems are not going to go away,
Yep.
but I think they're going to continue to get pushed further and further back. I mean, walk outside this lovely tent, bias, but lovely tent that we have today, and you're going to see a lot of great technology that is helping us convert leads and helping us make those leads then become applicants that ultimately become hires. So I think you're going to continue to see disruption in the MarTech sector in terms of other technology that just helps us create a better experience, but then also lets recruiters be more effective. It's a win-win for not just the candidates, but also for the companies themselves.
Well, through that disruption, through that noise, you can always go to Joe Shaker.
You can.
Joe, if somebody wants to connect with you or part of your team, where would you send them?
Come to shaker.com. We just launched it on Monday, or feel free to hit me up on LinkedIn.
Beautiful.
It's a wealth of information. Shaker.com. Joe, thanks for
thank
hanging
you,
out,
guys.
man.
Hey.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
Good to see you.
Yep.